Those who question the one soda system and instead run down the line without a care in the world, blurring the line between Sprite and Sunkist, having fun with Fanta, throwing in a pop of Powerade or a blast of Brisk. And so today I salute you, the soda jerks out there, the caffeine cravers who dare to raise a glass to every dispenser in this thing. May your drinks be sweet and your refills be free. Today, my friends, we're testing what it takes to create the perfect soda blend. And let me tell ya, it is nothing like any soda you've ever tasted before.
I can't believe that this actually happened. I am shell-shocked. So for any of you who don't know what's going on or just unfamiliar, one of my all-time favorite YouTubers, MatPat, on his Food Theory channel, just made a video trying to find the best soda combination. They use a bunch of sodas that you could find at a pretty standard soda fountain at like any fast food restaurant. As an expert in this particular topic, I'm going to be trying the sodas that they said were the best, as well as interjecting a couple of my opinions and some of my videos that done well because I use the concepts that they've talked about. So I'm about to go on a little bit of a rant. So anyone that doesn't care about me, my life, my personality, my background, or how I exist as a human being, go ahead and skip to this timestamp. And while you do, might as well comment down below that you hate me. For everyone who wants to stick around for a second, let me talk to you about why this is so special to me. MatPat and the various channels that Team Theorist has created, so Game Theory, Film Theory, Food Theory, Style Theory, GT Live, have all been monumentally important to me. One, on my social media journey, but two, just growing up. I think Game Theory / Film Theory was the first YouTube channel that I could have said by name that I was actively looking for and waiting for their new videos. And this is deep Sirglenneth lore, but the signs of this have been sprinkled through my entire career. Years ago, I used to make some theory videos in a very similar style and very similar logical thought pattern to what the Team Theorist does. I had one about Super Y being extremely racist. I had another one about Happy Time Murders and this horrible scene, which was like a puppet, like jizzing scene. I calculate the exact amount of semen that was projected throughout that entire scene. I did one about Death Note and like the actual meaning of the apples. Also in a much more fan behavior way, my first ever viral video on TikTok that turned me into a creator before CEO of Soda, I was wearing Game Theorist merch. I think these photos are archived now, but I have pictures of me wearing Film Theorist merch when it first came out. If someone asked me what my happy place is, it would be me sitting in bed, drinking one of my own soda mixes, eating Tortina's pizza rolls, and watching either FNAF World or Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator live streams from GT Live from like 2016. I go back to those videos anytime I feel even slightly sad. I think I've rewatched all of them dozens of times at this point. And those are all full live streams. Like each episode, each upload is at least an hour. Some of them were closer to 2 because, you know, it was as those games were coming out. So I was really like hooked onto it. Needless to say, I'm a huge fan. And I actually was bawling my eyes out when I heard that MatPat will be officially leaving the channel soon. So the fact that on top of this very sad news that he is leaving, that one of the final theories that we get before he moves on to the next phase of his life was something that like it's me. It's CEO of Soda. It's unreal. Food Theory's done a few videos about different competitions between like Coke and Pepsi and different theories about how bad Coke is for you and all of that. But to see them actually do the thing that made my career, that allows me to talk to you guys like this, that allows me to have everything. Oh, this is a dream come true. Okay, I'm officially done waxing on and off Team Theorist. Let's actually get into what they're making. So let's start with what they call the MatPat mix. And I'll just let him explain it.
It was time to taste my personal mix. In general, I tend to like my unaliving beverages skewing more heavily towards the cola flavors, so I split it up with a 2/3, 1/3 ratio. On the bottom, 2/3 is an even mix of Diet Coke and Coke. The top third is Sprite with just a little splash of root beer and Dr. Pepper thrown in at the end to keep it from overpowering everything else. Gotta say, I am tremendously proud of this mixture. I've been drinking it for literal decades, but never really served it to anyone else. It felt like I was standing up naked in front of the class.
Well, you heard the man. So ordinarily, you know that I would drink this with a straw, but they didn't in their video, which I think is a little bit weird because the basis of their experiment is that you would walk into a random fast food place and then what is the best combo that you can make to make this swamp juice. However, if you're doing it at a restaurant, you're probably drinking it with a straw. And one of the huge points that they mentioned is how the order that you pour them matters because it affects the order that they're going to hit your palate, and that'll create different flavors, which is actually a key part of my favorite mix I've ever made, and I will talk about that soon. But in the vein of sticking with their methodology, we're ditching the straw. Cheers. That's good. I can't say it's not what I expected. I just expected it to be a bit better. It tastes like you're in middle school and you and your friends decide to go to a park in your neighborhood and you end up just throwing wood chips at each other the whole time. It's fun. It's a little bit random, but it's definitely not a core memory. If you watch the original video, you know that one of the drinks they made was a Mixologist special. They never said exactly what was in it and how much, so I'm not worried about that. Instead, I'm going to tell you about this Mixologist special. Very fitting that my favorite mix I've ever made and my now go-to comfort drink is one of my most popular videos ever. I just moved into a new apartment, so I'm making an all-time favorite. Of course, we're using frozen berries as ice cubes, Coca-Cola, and A&W root beer. Yes, it has to be A&W root beer. Add in some fresh lime juice and cherries just for fun. It tastes like you wake up, check the clock, and see there's only 3 hours and 27 minutes until your best friend arrives. So as you noticed there, I wasn't following the rules of this experiment, but they did ask for a mixologist special. And obviously, as a mixologist, I have access to things like fresh fruit juice and cherries as well, which really add to this. If you're making this from a regular soda fountain, this is what you would have to do. Start with 1/5 Dr. Pepper, then add 3/5 of A&W root beer, and then top it off with 1/5 of cherry Coke. Obviously, it's very hard to get the lime juice, so we're ignoring that bit. The reason why this drink is so good is because, again, how the flavors will hit your palate. And I'm making this as a comfort drink. And what's one of the key aspects of a comfort food, comfort meal, comfort drink? That it's predictable. You know exactly what's going to happen. So obviously, the first thing that you hit is a bright, poppy cherry Coke. Like immediately, we all know the flavor. And then that fades and you settle into that deep, mellow A&W root beer vanilla taste. I often specify in my videos if I'm using root beer that it has to be the root beer that I picked. So whether that's A&W, Mugs, Barks, I specifically pick that root beer because they have very different tastes. But the mellowness of the A&W really leads the rest of the flavor until the very aftertaste where you get Dr. Pepper. And what does everyone say that Dr. Pepper tastes like? Slightly cherry-ish. So you get a full circle moment from bright cherry mixed into the vanilla, which we know we love cherry and vanilla mixed together. Coca-Cola literally has a bottle that you can buy that's cherry vanilla Coca-Cola. And then we come back and end with the same flavor that we started with, only on a much milder note because it is an aftertaste. A full circle moment. Now we have to try another mix that they did, Sam's Swamp Water. Now I will say I immediately like this one. I'm surprised that they didn't because it is very similar to another one of my all-time favorite drinks and the first one that I ever made that launched off CEO of Soda.
So this is now 1 cup Sprite, 1/8 cup plus 1/16 cup of Mountain Dew Code.
Hold up! Did you not add your fraction?
Okay guys, I'm a soda connoisseur and here's one of my favorite mixes. Mountain Dew Mary Mashup and just traditional Sprite. It tastes like exploding cherries in your mouth. Cheers again. Obviously, cherry citrus doesn't exactly taste like Mountain Dew Mary Mashup, but the similar flavor is there. I can't exactly say that tastes like exploding cherries in your mouth, but it's at least in that same vibe. But I'm really glad I tried this. I really think of Mountain Dew Mary Mashup and Sprite as a Christmas drink, so I only drink it around then. But if I'm ever craving it in the summer, I know what to do. You know what? I'll take back what I said. I'll give it. It tastes like exploding cherries in your mouth, just not quite as vibrant. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, I'm trying the Santi Supreme Ultimate Swamp Water.
In short, Santi's mix, which shall henceforth be known as the Santi Supreme, was 1 part Dr. Pepper, followed by splashes of Baja Blast, Code Red, and Fanta, 1 part blue Powerade to round out the fruity flavors, followed by Sprite, Coke, and Diet Coke in that order for the ultimate swamp water flavor experience.
The moment of truth. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That tastes like the rush of relief when parent-teacher conferences are over and your parents aren't mad at you. Somehow, even the teachers that don't have the highest opinion of you can't refute the fact that you're excelling in the class. Good job. You deserve it. Now, you have to be honest, there was a lot that went into this, which means that I would only ever make this if I was actually at a fast food restaurant. Because unlike with my other mixes where I could be like, oh, like I'll whip this up really quick for you and give it to people, most people aren't that obsessed with soda. I hate to say it. There's like this huge march against it, which is fair. It is extremely bad for you. We're drinking flavored battery acid. But like I said, in a restaurant, sure. Okay, wait. Everyone get in here. Yeah, this is cute. This is cute. I like this. So, thank you all for watching. MatPat, if by some miracle you're watching this, yikes. There's two things I'd want to directly say to you. One, I don't think you know how much that video specifically means to me. It's crazy that such a specific video can hit like the perfect right audience. Because just as like a general example, I got to attend the Streamies that you hosted 2023 because of what I do mixing sodas. Like I've been able to create a whole brand off of that. That I've been able to like consult people like Mountain Dew and PepsiCo. I got to work with Coca-Cola. It's insane. And I wouldn't have been a creator if it wasn't for you. And I guess that leads into the second thing, which is just thank you for changing my life. I think that's all I can really say. But back to the fans, all of you that actually make this possible, thank you also so much, especially for indulging in such a special video for me. Like I said earlier, you can follow me, Sirglenneth, TikTok, Instagram, subscribe right here because clearly if you watch this, you're interested in the type of content that I make. Comment down below what's your all-time favorite soda. Mine, Dr. Pepper Cherry. I think that's all I need, guys. Let's have some fun and smile because today my dreams came true. Oh, and I'm definitely going to have a sugar crash in about 15 minutes.